The Amazon River is an iconic waterway, a magnificent giver of life that sustains a vast and complex ecosystem. Yet, beneath its surface lies one of the most hazardous environments on Earth. Here, nearly every creature is equipped with formidable adaptations for survival, making them exceptionally capable of lethal encounters. From enigmatic terrors of the deep to ruthlessly efficient predators, we now explore the 15 deadliest river monsters of the Amazon. Number 15. The Gunch Catfish. Much like the monstrous beasts of folklore, the Gunch Catfish is as terrifying as its name suggests, a reputation built on mystery and chilling campfire tales. What we do understand about this elusive fish is enough to confirm it should not be underestimated. The Gunch's enigmatic nature stems from its incredible scarcity. Seasoned fishermen have spent months staking out its known habitats, only to come away empty-handed. Those who have succeeded, however, tell tales of a creature with the ferocity of a raging bull. This fish is reportedly so aggressive, it has been observed confronting crocodiles without hesitation. Given its average size exceeds 300 pounds, such accounts seem terrifyingly plausible. But the legend of the Gunch goes far beyond fishermen's bravado. Its most infamous chapter is written in the dark waters of the Kali River, on the border of India and Nepal. For years, locals mysteriously vanished while swimming, pulled under by an unseen force. The chilling theory, investigated by biologist and river monsters host Jeremy Wade, points to the Gunch. Local traditions of cremating the dead on the riverbanks and releasing the partially burned remains into the water may have given these massive catfish a taste for human flesh. The hypothesis suggests that as they grew to colossal sizes on this diet, they began actively hunting humans. Wade himself landed a 161-pound specimen in the area, proving that creatures large enough to drag a person to their death were very real. The Gunch's lethal potential is engineered into its very anatomy. Its true weapon is a jaw lined with rows of sharp, backward-pointing teeth. This design creates a horrifying one-way trap. Once a victim is bitten, any struggle to escape only drives the teeth deeper. Combined with its mottled, rock-like skin that provides perfect camouflage on the riverbed, the Gunch is a master of ambush. It lies in wait like a living stone, ready to explode into action and drag its prey into the depths from which there is no return. Yet, here lies the ultimate paradox. For all its monstrous reputation, this legendary predator is now the one in peril. The Gunch is officially listed as near threatened due to overfishing and habitat destruction from pollution and the construction of dams. The apex predator that once terrorized a river is now vanishing from it. The triumphant few who land a Gunch today are not just battling a fish. They're encountering a living legend, a disappearing ghost whose fearsome story serves as a stark reminder of the wild, untamable monsters that still lurk beneath the surface. Number 14. The Payara. The Payara has earned the moniker vampire fish, and one look at its menacing dentition tells you why. This fish's most striking feature is a pair of saber-like fangs protruding from its lower jaw, which can grow up to a staggering 6 inches long. But here's the truly bizarre part that makes this fish a biological marvel. To avoid impaling its own brain, the Payara has 2 corresponding holes in its upper jaw where these massive fangs slide perfectly into place when its mouth is closed. It's a natural, custom-built sheath for its own deadly weapons. These fangs aren't for show. The Payara is a high-speed, open-water predator, and it uses them to hunt the one fish most other creatures fear, the piranha. That's right, the vampire fish is one of the few predators that actively hunts and devours piranhas, using its fangs to pierce through flesh and bone in a single, lightning-fast strike. Built for power and speed in the turbulent, fast-flowing waters of the Amazon and Orinoco basins, it exhibits notoriously aggressive behavior. As solitary hunters, they display aggression even towards their own kind. In captivity, a Payara will almost invariably kill any other fish it is housed with, establishing itself as the undisputed apex predator of its domain. Fortunately for us, The Payara does not seek human blood. Its existence is defined by a relentless drive to hunt and dominate any species it encounters. In the brutal hierarchy of the Amazon, even the piranha has a boogeyman, and its name is the Payara. Number 13. The giant leech. The Amazon is renowned for creatures of immense scale, and the giant leech is a nightmarish exception. This species, Hemanteria gillianii, is one of the world's largest, capable of growing up to 18 inches in length and living for 20 years. As a hematophage, it feeds on blood, but its method is terrifyingly sophisticated. Instead of merely slicing skin, it uses a long, needle-like proboscis, up to 6 inches long, which it stabs into its host. Here's where it becomes a true biomedical horror. The leech first injects a powerful anesthetic, so the victim feels nothing as the proboscis penetrates deep into its tissue. At the same time, it pumps in a potent chemical cocktail containing an enzyme called hementin, one of the most powerful anticoagulants found in nature. This enzyme doesn't just prevent clotting, it actively dissolves existing blood clots, liquefying the blood into a drinkable slurry. Once latched on and its host blood is flowing freely, it can drink for hours, consuming up to 5 times its own body weight before detaching, a single meal that can sustain it for over a year. Believed to be extinct for nearly 80 years, it was dramatically rediscovered in the 1970s, proving that the Amazon still hides its darkest secrets. The giant Amazon leech is both a living nightmare and a biomedical marvel, a creature of grim reality that poses a serious threat to any animal that becomes its unseen host. Number 12. The bull shark. The Amazon River is, remarkably, home to sharks, and not just any shark, but one of the most aggressive and adaptable species in the world. The bull shark stocky, unassuming frame belies its status as one of the planet's deadliest predators. They are infamous for traveling thousands of miles upriver from the ocean, a feat made possible by a biological superpower, a unique ability called osmoregulation. Their specialized kidneys and rectal gland can recycle and retain salt, allowing them to seamlessly transition from salt water to the pure fresh water of the Amazon basin. But what truly makes them dangerous is what fuels their aggression. The bull shark is known to have one of the highest testosterone levels of any animal on Earth, turning this brute into a hair-trigger torpedo of muscle and teeth. This hormonal fuel powers an opportunistic predator with the strongest bite force, pound for pound, of any shark. Their diet is incredibly varied, including everything from fish to other bull sharks, and they have been documented taking down prey as large as hippos in Africa. Number 11. The river stingray. The Amazon is home to a multitude of fearsome animals, but the freshwater stingray is among the most dreaded throughout South America. They are masters of camouflage, burying themselves in the sand and silt of the riverbed, turning vast shallows into a minefield of hidden agony. Like its marine counterparts, the Amazonian species possesses a serrated, spear-like barb on its tail, a weapon designed not just to puncture, but to rip and tear flesh as it's withdrawn. However, the true terror is twofold. Beyond the severe physical trauma, the barb injects a potent, flesh-eating venom. The initial pain is described as immediate and excruciating, but what follows is even worse. Necrosis, the literal death of the surrounding tissue. The venom destroys cells, turning the wound black and preventing it from healing, often leading to secondary infections and, in some cases, amputation. While their primary diet consists of crustaceans and small invertebrates, they will not hesitate to defend themselves. An unsuspecting person wading into the river and stepping on one of these hidden creatures can expect a swift and agonizing response. In fact, local medical reports suggest these stingrays are responsible for more injuries to humans annually than any other creature in the Amazon, including piranhas and snakes. The widespread fear of the river stingray is entirely and horrifically justified. Number 10. The giant otter. It may be surprising to find an otter among the Amazon's most formidable creatures, but don't let its family name fool you. Known locally as Lobos del Rio, the river wolves, the giant otter is not only one of the world's longest otters, but also a highly intelligent apex predator. Far from a cuddly mammal, an adult can stretch to nearly 6 feet long and weigh over 70 pounds, the size of a large dog. To sustain this powerful frame, it requires a massive daily intake of 6 to 9 pounds of food. What truly makes them formidable is not just their size, but their social structure. Giant otters hunt in highly coordinated family groups, or holts, that function with the brutal efficiency of a wolf pack. Each otter has a unique cream-colored pattern on its throat, essentially a fingerprint, allowing them to identify each other amidst the chaos of a hunt. Using a complex system of barks, hums, and warning screams, the pack can communicate to swarm and overwhelm prey that a single otter would never dare to challenge. While their diet primarily consists of fish, these river wolves are famous for taking on the Amazon's armored titans. There are documented accounts of packs systematically mobbing and killing adult black caimans, harassing the reptile to exhaustion before moving in for the kill. They are so dominant and fiercely territorial that even a jaguar will often think twice before attacking a full-grown otter, and will almost always avoid a confrontation with a pack. Essentially, they will consume anything they can overpower, solidifying their status as the undisputed rulers of their watery domain. Number 9. The red-bellied piranha. While any piranha is a cause for caution, the red-bellied piranha is the species that cemented the legend. Abundant in the Amazon's waterways, their power lies not just in numbers, but in the biomechanical perfection of their bite. A piranha's jaw is a biological guillotine, equipped with a single row of razor-sharp, interlocking teeth that can shear through flesh, bone, and even a steel fishing hook with surgical precision. This allows them to take out chunks of flesh far larger than their mouth, like a living hole punch. Interestingly, their famous schooling behavior is often a defensive tactic to protect them from larger predators like caimans and river dolphins. But when the right trigger is pulled, such as the scent of blood from a struggling animal, that defensive school can instantly flip a switch and become a coordinated killing machine. They communicate with audible, unnerving barks and clicks, and the water can appear to boil as the swarm converges. Number 8. The pacu. At first glance, the pacu seems like a biological joke, a relative of the piranha with a set of remarkably and unsettlingly human-like teeth. On paper, it appears less threatening. Its molars are designed not for shearing flesh, but for crushing. It's an omnivore whose diet consists of plants, fruits, and nuts that fall into the water. But this is where the story takes a dark and painful turn. In Papua New Guinea, where the pacu was introduced to bolster local fisheries, it earned the gruesome nickname, the ball cutter. Lacking its native food sources, the fish reportedly began mistaking the genitalia of male swimmers for floating nuts, a habit that has led to severe injuries and at least 2 alleged deaths from blood loss. Its powerful jaws, designed to crack the toughest shells in the Amazon, deliver a devastating, crushing bite. And the threat is no longer confined to distant jungles. As a popular aquarium fish that quickly outgrows its tank, the pacu has become a worryingly common invasive species. Terrified owners have released them into local waterways across the globe. Specimens have been caught in lakes and rivers across the United States, from Michigan to New Jersey, and even in European rivers like the Seine and Paris. While not as overtly aggressive as its carnivorous cousin, the pacu is a chilling reminder that a case of mistaken identity can have brutal consequences, turning a seemingly harmless creature into a source of serious and unexpected danger far from its home. Number 7. The electric eel. The combination of water and electricity is inherently dangerous, and the electric eel is a living embodiment of this principle. But despite its name, it's not a true eel at all. It's a type of knife fish, a predator that has evolved one of nature's most sophisticated weapon systems. Its vital organs are compacted into the front 20% of its body, leaving the remaining 80% dedicated to some 6,000 specialized cells called electrocytes, which act like a biological battery. Recent research has shown this battery can generate a staggering 860-volt shock, far more powerful than the 600 volts previously thought, and strong enough to stop a human heart. Once the target is exposed, the eel unleashes the full high-voltage blast. This shock causes immediate, total muscle paralysis, incapacitating the victim instantly. While they do not typically hunt humans, a defensive shock is all it takes to cause complete loss of motor control, leading to drowning. The electric eel doesn't just shock its victims. It finds them, remotely controls them, and paralyzes them with an unseen force, making it a true marvel of deadly evolution. Number 6. The black caiman. Perhaps the single greatest reason to avoid swimming in the Amazon is the black caiman. This massive reptile is not just a predator. It is the apex of apex predators in the entire Amazon ecosystem. Reaching lengths of over 17 feet and weighing more than 1,000 pounds, it is a living battleship armored in thick, bony scales. Its dark coloration, which gives it its name, provides the perfect camouflage for nocturnal ambushes in the Blackwater rivers. But size and camouflage are only part of its lethality. The black caiman is a high-tech hunter. Its jaws are lined with integumentary sensory organs, tiny, black domes that can detect minute pressure changes and vibrations in the water. This allows it to sense the precise location of prey, even in total darkness. The attack is a study in explosive violence, a sudden, powerful lunge, followed by the bone-crushing force of its jaws. For larger prey, it employs the infamous death roll, spinning its entire body to rip its victim apart. As an apex predator, it has no natural enemies and hunts with impunity. Its diet is a who's who of the Amazon's most dangerous creatures: piranhas, monkeys, giant otters, anacondas, and even jaguars that stray too close to the water's edge. Number 5. The paraiba. Scientifically known as Brachyplatystoma filamentosum, the paraiba is more commonly referred to as the freshwater shark, and it earns that title in every terrifying way. This is no sluggish bottom feeder. It is a sleek, muscular torpedo built for pursuit and is the largest catfish in the Amazon. Its primary weapon isn't sight in the murky water, but a highly advanced sensory system. Its long whiskers, or barbels, are covered in chemoreceptors, allowing it to literally taste the water and track the chemical trail of its prey like a bloodhound. When it closes in, it doesn't just bite, it opens a cavernous, gaping maw and inhales its victim with a sudden, powerful suction. This hunting method gives terrifying credence to the local fishermen's stories of people vanishing. These aren't just myths. They are grim warnings from those who know the river best. Given that the largest recorded specimen weighed an incredible 341 pounds, the possibility of a human being swallowed whole is not just folklore, it's a horrifying reality. This is a highly active and aggressive hunter that will pursue almost any living animal it encounters. A true river leviathan, the paraiba's combination of size, speed, and a voracious appetite makes it one of the Amazon's most feared predators. A creature that truly hunts anything it can fit in its mouth. Number 4. The red-tailed catfish. While the red-tailed catfish is not known to actively hunt humans, it remains a formidable and dangerous animal, often called the river's garbage disposal. Reaching lengths of over 5 feet and weights up to 180 pounds, its most defining feature is its cavernous mouth. This catfish is an indiscriminate bottom feeder, using its immense mouth to create a powerful, vacuum-like vortex, inhaling anything that fits inside, swallowing rocks, fallen fruit, and any unfortunate animal that gets too close. This is what makes it so dangerous. It doesn't have sharp, cutting teeth, but rather powerful, bone-crushing pads in its jaws designed to pulverize its meals. An intrusion into its territory will be met with an aggressive response, and for an angler who manages to land one, the fight is far from over. A bite from this fish won't cut you. but it can easily shatter the bones in a human hand or foot. Number 3. The Arapaima. Belonging to the bony-tongue family, the Arapaima is a living dinosaur and a horrifyingly efficient predator. But its greatest advantage isn't its offense, it's its defense. The Arapaima is a biological tank, wrapped in some of the most advanced natural armor on the planet. Its large, flexible scales have a tough, mineralized outer layer over a collagen-based inner layer, a design so effective that piranha teeth shatter against them. This near-impenetrable armor allows it to hunt with impunity in piranha-infested waters. The Arapaima is a combination of bulletproof armor, air-breathing capability, and sheer brute force makes it an evolutionary masterpiece, one of the Amazon's oldest and most effective killers. Number 2. The green anaconda. The most famous inhabitant of the Amazon, the green anaconda has more than earned its reputation. It is the world's heaviest snake, a river titan that can exceed 20 feet in length and weigh over 500 pounds. As a non-venomous constrictor, it kills not with venom, but with pure, unstoppable force. But its lethality begins with stealth. With its eyes and nostrils positioned on top of its head, it can lie almost completely submerged, a nearly invisible ambush predator. Lining its jaws are heat-sensing pits, allowing it to create a thermal image of its surroundings and detect the body heat of warm-blooded prey, even in total darkness. When it strikes, it's with explosive speed. Wrapping its muscular body around its victim, it tightens its coils. But it doesn't kill by suffocation. That's a common myth. The pressure is so immense, it causes immediate circulatory failure, stopping the victim's heart and leading to a swift death by cardiac arrest. Number 1. The kangaroo. Despite its unassuming name, the kangaroo, or toothpick fish, is not just a predator. It's a biological invader, inspiring a level of primal fear that even piranhas can't match. This small, translucent, parasitic catfish hunts by scent, but it's not looking for the smell of blood. It has evolved to detect the chemical traces of ammonia and urea, the nitrogenous waste that fish release from their gills. Its near invisibility allows it to follow this chemical trail directly to the source. Once it reaches the host's gills, it swims inside and deploys its horrifying weapon, a set of sharp, backward-facing spines on its gill covers. These barbs function like a biological grappling hook, locking it firmly into the victim's flesh against the flow of water and blood, making removal impossible. From this secure position, it gnaws a hole into an artery and begins to gorge itself. And this is where the story turns into pure biological horror for humans. It is believed that the kangaroo mistakes the trail of urea in human urine for the same chemical signal from fish's gills. Following the stream to its source, the fish has been known to swim into the human urethra. Once inside, its defensive spines erect, lodging it firmly within the urinary tract. Any attempt to pull it out would be agonizing, as the backward-facing barbs would tear tissue. The result is excruciating pain, hemorrhage, and an unimaginable nightmare that requires immediate and complex surgery for removal. While documented cases are famously debated, the legend itself is a powerful testament to its terrifying potential. The kangaroo is the ultimate invasive predator, a creature that doesn't just attack you, but seeks to become a part of you. It is, without question, the Amazon's most personal and insidious nightmare. The Amazon, a realm of breathtaking beauty and untamed power, where life and death dance in a delicate balance. Here, extraordinary creatures have evolved to thrive in one of Earth's most challenging ecosystems. From the murky depths of the rivers to the shadowy canopies of the rainforest, the Amazon is home to an array of apex predators, animals that play a crucial role in shaping this vibrant world. Join us as we explore 10 of the most remarkable titans that rule the Amazon, each a testament to nature's ingenuity and the constant struggle for survival. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear your favorite Amazonian creature in the comments below. Number 10. Arapaima, the river colossus. Meet the arapaima, also known as pirarucu, a name as imposing as the fish itself. Think of it as the freshwater equivalent of a great white shark, a living fossil that's been calling the Amazon home for millions of years. This absolute unit of a fish is one of the largest freshwater species on Earth, clocking in at over 10 feet long and weighing upwards of 440 pounds. Here's where things get interesting. The arapaima has a unique adaptation. It needs to surface for air, breathing through a modified lung. This allows it to thrive in oxygen-poor waters where other fish would suffocate. It's basically cheating. The arapaima is also a formidable hunter. It can detect vibrations in the water, allowing it to track its prey with incredible accuracy. Combine that with a bony tongue and razor-sharp teeth, and you've got a fish that crushes smaller fish and crustaceans like they're potato chips. A word to the wise, give it some space. A tail slap from this behemoth could ruin your whole day. The arapaima has thrived in the Amazon for eons, proving that size, toughness, and a little weirdness go a long way. Number 9. Mata Mata Turtle, the ambush artist. The Mata Mata turtle. If camouflage were an Olympic sport, this reptile would be a gold medalist. With a shell that resembles a pile of decaying leaves and a head covered in flaps of skin, the Mata Mata is a master of disguise. It virtually disappears into the murky depths, blending seamlessly with the leaf litter at the bottom of the river. This camouflage isn't just for defense. It's the key to its ambush hunting strategy. The Mata Mata is a patient predator. It lies in wait, motionless, until an unsuspecting fish swims too close. Then, bam, it creates a powerful vacuum with its mouth, sucking in its prey in a split second. No chase, no struggle, just instant consumption. Efficiency at its finest. Despite extensive research, the Mata Mata remains an enigma, a testament to nature's ability to create bizarre and highly effective predators. This turtle proves that you don't need to be fast or strong to dominate your environment. Sometimes, all you need is patience and a killer vacuum. Number 8. Giant otter, the Amazon's wolf pack. Don't let the name fool you. This isn't your average river otter. It's a sleek, muscular predator that can stretch up to 6 feet long and weigh over 75 pounds. Think of it as the Navy SEAL of the river. These otters aren't just efficient killers. They're incredibly social animals, hunting in packs and coordinating their attacks with remarkable precision. They can easily outmaneuver and overwhelm their targets, making them a formidable force to be reckoned with. And while they may look cute and cuddly, giant otters are fiercely protective of their families and will aggressively defend their territory. They form strong family bonds, protecting their young and working together to ensure the group's survival. Mess with their family, and you'll face a fury you won't soon forget. Number 7. Amazonian giant centipede, the multi-legged menace. If you thought the Amazon couldn't get any creepier, think again. Meet the Amazonian giant centipede, one of the largest and most intimidating arthropods on the planet. When was the last time you encountered a centipede capable of growing over a foot long and hunting vertebrates? With countless legs moving in horrifying coordination, its long, segmented body slithers through the undergrowth. This centipede doesn't just snack on bugs. It devours frogs, lizards, small mammals, and even snakes. And let's talk about the venom. A bite delivers a potent cocktail of pain and swelling. While fatalities are rare, the bite is definitely something you want to avoid. So, if you ever find yourself trekking through the Amazon, remember that somewhere in the shadows, a massive centipede is watching, waiting, and probably planning to bite you. Sweet dreams. Number 6. Sawfish, the face-mounted chainsaw. Imagine a fish with a face-mounted chainsaw. That's the sawfish, and it's not a joke. This living weapon has a snout that resembles a jagged, serrated blade. Because, apparently, just having sharp teeth wasn't lethal enough. This built-in chainsaw isn't just for show. The sawfish uses its rostrum to slash through schools of fish, stunning or injuring its prey. It also uses the saw to probe the muddy bottom for crustaceans. Think of it as a multi-tool for underwater survival. But its lethal face accessory isn't just a weapon. It's also a sophisticated sensory tool. The saw is covered in tiny pores that allow the sawfish to detect the weak electric fields of its prey. That's right. It's not enough that it has a built-in weapon. It also comes with a built-in tracking system. Now, the sawfish isn't typically a threat to humans, unless, of course, you happen to be in the way of its thrashing, razor-covered face. In that case, well, good luck. Despite its terrifying design, this creature is a perfect example of nature's ridiculous ingenuity. Number 5. Bull shark, the river rogue. The bull shark, it thrives in both salt and fresh water, making it a true apex predator. It's basically the ultimate adaptable killing machine. And let's not forget about its jaws. They're like a meat grinder with a personal vendetta, with serrated teeth that can tear through bone and flesh. Bull sharks are opportunistic predators with a diverse diet, ranging from fish and crustaceans to dolphins and sea turtles. Their ability to tolerate fresh water allows them to venture far upriver, putting them in contact with a wider range of prey. Oh, and did I mention its unpredictable temperament? Yeah, this shark has a reputation for attacking without warning. So, if you think you're safe, just remember that it's always ready to ruin your day with a sudden burst of aggression. In short, the bull shark is a force to be reckoned with, combining ferocity, adaptability, and the element of surprise. All it takes is one visit to the Amazon, and you'll quickly understand why it's one of the most dangerous creatures lurking in the depths. Number 4. Jaguars, the apex predator. The jaguar, the crown jewel of the Amazon rainforest. There is no debate. This big cat is the apex predator, ruling with power and effortless grace. The jaguar is perfectly designed for survival, with its remarkable agility, muscular build, and powerful jaws that allow it to take on any challenge the Amazon throws its way. One of the most remarkable things about jaguars is their ability to move like shadows. Their iconic spots aren't just beautiful. They mimic the dappled sunlight of the forest floor, making them almost invisible as they stalk their prey. These cats are master ambushers, able to strike with speed and precision. In a jungle, jaguars don't need to fight for their title as apex predator. They are the undisputed rulers. When you encounter one, you don't challenge their reign, you simply marvel at their perfection. Number 3. Black caiman, the river's unstoppable predator. Deep within the heart of the Amazon's wilderness, one creature rules the dark, murky waters with an iron grip, the black caiman. With its enormous size and aggressive nature, the black caiman is truly a force to be reckoned with, growing to lengths of up to 20 feet. What sets the black caiman apart from other predators is its ruthless efficiency. The black caiman is the largest predator in the Amazon, capable of taking down large prey like capybaras, deer, and even anacondas. While attacks on humans are rare, they have been known to occur. If you ever find yourself in the depths of the Amazon, always remember the black caiman. It is the ultimate predator of the region, feared and respected by all who share its waters. A true force of nature. Number 2. Anaconda, the subterranean hunter. Quietly hidden in the murky waterways of the Amazon, anacondas make a name for themselves. These sneaky giants are one of the largest snake species in the world, tipping the scales at over 550 pounds, or a whole lot of snake if you ask me. Anacondas may be huge, but they are rarely seen. That's because these sneaky snakes use the murky water and thick vegetation to their advantage, blending in with their environment. They can stay submerged for up to 10 minutes before coming up for air. Talk about dedication. These snakes are ambush predators, patiently waiting for their unsuspecting prey to wander too close. Once they strike, their powerful coils crush their victims, suffocating them before swallowing them whole. One of their favorite delicacies are caimans, so you definitely don't want to get caught in the same waters. So, if you ever find yourself venturing into anaconda territory, keep your eyes peeled and your wits about you. These stealthy giants are masters of disguise, and you never know when one might be lurking just beneath the surface. Number 1. Poison dart frog, tiny but toxic. Don't underestimate these miniature amphibians. Despite their small size, poison dart frogs pack a punch with their potent toxins. Found in the rainforests of South America, these frogs are adorned with vibrant colors and intricate patterns that serve as a warning to potential predators. What makes poison dart frogs so dangerous is their skin, which secretes a deadly venom capable of paralyzing or even killing predators. Indigenous tribes have long utilized this venom by coating the tips of their hunting darts, hence the name poison dart frog. While the level of toxicity varies among species, some poison dart frogs are capable of delivering enough venom to kill several humans. These frogs also don't produce their own poison. They get it by eating certain insects and arthropods. So, while poison dart frogs may be beautiful to behold, it's best to admire them from a distance. Their potent toxins serve as a reminder that sometimes the smallest creatures can be the most dangerous. The world's wildest, weirdest, and most important rainforest. How many of you are ready for an adventure? Sound off in the comments. If you're a wildlife fanatic, a nature lover, or just curious about the wonders and occasional dangers hidden in the rainforest, smash that subscribe button. Get ready to meet the top 20 largest and most noteworthy residents of the Amazon, ranked by size, mind-blowing adaptations, and their vital role in this life-giving ecosystem. And if you dig learning about nature's awesomeness, give this video a thumbs up. Let's do this. 20. Green anaconda. We kick things off with a legend, the green anaconda. This isn't your average garden snake. It's a scaled titan, one of the heaviest snakes on the planet. These incredible constrictors can stretch over 23 feet long. That's about the size of small car, people, and tip the scales at over 600 pounds. But here's the mind blower. Those measurements are just from the anacondas we've found. Can you imagine the absolute units lurking unseen in the Amazon's waterways? This apex predator, with known natural enemies, is a force to be reckoned with. Its signature move? Swallowing prey whole. It can even dislocate its jaws to chow down on animals way bigger than you'd think possible. Now, a friendly heads up. If you stumble upon an anaconda with a midsection bulge the size of a bowling ball, give it a wide berth. It's probably digesting a serious meal and won't appreciate the interruption. While they're found on land, in water, and sometimes even in trees, the good news is anacondas generally avoid humans unless provoked. Respect their space, and they'll respect yours. They're vital for keeping the prey population in check, and that helps the whole ecosystem thrive. 19. Arapaima. Next, we're plunging into the murky depths for a peek at the arapaima, one of the world's largest freshwater fish. These impressive beasts can reach almost 10 feet in length. But their size isn't the only thing that'll blow your mind. They're practically armored tanks. Their scales have a hardened, mineralized outer layer and a corrugated surface, kind of like corrugated cardboard. This design gives them incredible protection, almost like natural plywood. Despite this fortress, these fish are surprisingly flexible. Oh, and here's a weird fact. For freshwater fish, they need to surface to breathe air. This unique adaptation lets them thrive in oxygen-poor waters, but also makes them vulnerable to human activities. 18. Giant river otter. Now, let's shift gears and talk about a species whose bad luck is sadly man-made. The giant river otter is one of the world's rarest animals, hanging on by a thread. These aren't monsters. They're victims of our past mistakes, and a stark reminder that even powerful animals aren't immune to our impact. These otters can reach up to 6 feet long and are incredibly social, living in tight-knit families. They're not aggressive, but their valuable pelts made them easy targets for hunters. The false belief that they depleted local fish populations led to their persecution. But here's the deal. These otters pose no threat to humans. Conservation is key to their survival. And remember, protecting them helps protect the rivers and streams they depend on, which benefits everyone. 17. Jaguars. Of course, the Amazon wouldn't be the Amazon without its apex predator, the jaguar. Unlike other big cats, the jaguar is a purely American masterpiece. In fact, it's the third largest cat on the planet. Jaguars are typically lone wolves, preferring to stalk their prey solo. Unlike lions, which often hunt in packs, Jaguars rely on stealth and brute force. They're also surprisingly awesome swimmers, making them deadly both on land and in the water. With their sleek bodies and powerful jaws, they could take down prey in the blink of an eye. Running into one in the rainforest is something you definitely want to avoid. These majestic cats are essential for maintaining balance in the ecosystem, keeping the herbivore populations under control. 16. Harpy eagle. Among the Amazon's crazy bird life, one reigns supreme in raw power, the harpy eagle. As one of the largest eagle species on Earth, this bird is a top-tier hunter and a truly jaw-dropping sight. These eagles hunt with insane speed and precision, snatching prey with their razor-sharp talons. If they're fast enough, their prey never even sees it coming. Each claw can exert hundreds of pounds of pressure, enough to crush bones and instantly kill. Harpy eagles can live up to 35 years, making them long-lived rulers of the Amazon skies. These eagles aren't a major threat to humans, but giving them space is a must. They keep the monkey, sloth, and other tree-dwelling populations in check. 15. Amazonian manatee. Okay, this animal might seem out of place on a dangerous list. Calling a manatee a monster is a huge stretch, but they face a critical threat that lands them on the endangered list. Amazonian manatees live in freshwater rivers and lagoons in countries like Colombia and Brazil. They're gentle, slow-moving sea cows that pose no threat to humans. Sadly, they are often hunted for their meat and blubber, pushing them closer to extinction. Also, their populations are tough to track, making it hard to figure out their real numbers. Habitat loss and degradation are additional dangers they face on a daily basis. Supporting conservation efforts and shrinking human impact on their habitat is vital to keeping these gentle giants safe. 14. Giant anteater. For ants and termites, the giant anteater is public enemy number one. Whether it's a threat to humans depends on your perspective. They can grow as big as a golden retriever. What makes them special is their incredible sense of smell, said to be 40 times stronger than a human's. That helps them pinpoint ant and termite colonies with ease. But here's the cool part. Anteaters don't wipe out entire colonies. Ants bite. Instead, the anteater feeds for about a minute at each colony, then moves on, ensuring a sustainable food source. It's a fascinating balance. 13. Electric eel. You can't explore the Amazon without talking about the electric eel. This shocking creature can deliver a serious jolt, but it's not quite the menace you might think. The electric eel lives up to its name by generating a charge of up to 650 volts. That's more than your wall outlet. Some speculate that the voltage can get as high as 800 volts. This shock can stun prey and deter predators. While it could be dangerous to humans, it depends on the situation. They're not true eels, by the way, and rarely attack unless provoked. That said, being fully submerged or having pre-existing conditions can make a shock more serious. So, exercise caution. They use this electricity not only for hunting, but also for navigation and communication. 12. Giant stingray. Next up is the giant stingray. These guys are massive, but their danger comes more from carelessness than pure aggression. Mostly, these stingrays are chill and prefer to be left alone as they cruise through the rivers. The biggest one ever found was in Asia, over 13 feet long and weighing over 660 pounds. The stingers on these stingrays are not toys. Their toxins can hurt humans, causing serious pain, but they're not aggressive. Leave them alone, and they'll likely leave you alone. Give them space, and you'll probably avoid any unpleasant encounters. These stingrays are critical to the ecosystem as bottom feeders, helping keep the riverbeds clean. 11. Giant armadillo. If you get jumpy easily, you might find a giant armadillo a little unnerving, but you shouldn't be truly afraid of them. They're mainly on this list because of the word giant in their name. Giant armadillos can grow up to 40 inches long and weigh up to 120 pounds. They mainly eat termites and ants, often eating entire populations of termite mounds. This makes them a more persistent hunter than the average anteater. Their strong claws also allow them to dig burrows, providing shelter for other animals in the ecosystem. 10. Tapir. While you probably don't think of the tapir as a monster, it's definitely an animal to be aware of when visiting the Amazon. Tapirs have roamed the earth for millions of years, hardly changing over that time. The tapir has remained mostly the same for millennia, which is why it's often called a living fossil or a primitive animal. But don't count it out. They can be pretty big and heavy, weighing over 880 pounds. Although big cats and crocs often prey on them, they have tough hides and a strong bite. Tapirs are key seed dispersers in the rainforest, playing a vital role in keeping plant diversity up. 9. Capybara. If you're calling the capybara a monster, you might need to rethink things. I mean, they're rodents, but they're pretty awesome rodents. You can even keep them as pets. They stand around 2 feet tall and often look like they know something you don't. The capybara is the largest rodent in the world today. Even New York City rats don't compare. Water is essential for capybaras. They eat aquatic plants and grasses and use it to escape danger. They're also super social, often living in big groups. Their chill and adaptable nature lets them hang out with a bunch of other species, making them a popular friend to many of the Amazon's inhabitants. 8. Amazon river dolphin. While dolphins are usually ocean creatures, they thrive in the Amazon River. These Amazon river dolphins, also known as bottas, can be pinkish in color and reach lengths of up to 8 feet. Experts think their unique color comes from blood vessels near the skin and what they eat. Unfortunately, humans are often the biggest threat to these amazing creatures. Amazon river dolphin populations have declined due to human activities like building dams, pollution, and getting tangled in fishing gear. Thankfully, there are ongoing conservation efforts to help protect them, including protecting their habitats and using sustainable fishing methods. By supporting these things, we can help make sure this iconic species survives. 7. Red-bellied piranha. The red-bellied piranha is a famous Amazon resident, often painted as a terrifying predator. But movies and TV exaggerate them a lot. First of all, red-bellied piranhas aren't usually a big threat to humans. When it comes to food, they're actually omnivores, not just carnivores, often eating plants and fruits. In fact, they're sometimes called vultures of the water because they prefer to scavenge for dead or dying animals. Also, piranhas usually feed in small groups, not the huge swarms you see in movies. Piranhas are important scavengers, helping to break down organic matter and keep the waterways clean. 6. Green iguana. The green iguana might seem like it doesn't belong on this list, but there are a lot of ways something that seems harmless can become harmful. Even though they're not aggressive, these are some of the worst invasive species in North and South America. Remember, Florida is the nesting ground for invasive species, and these green iguanas are one of those animals. They're so invasive that there are even jobs that delicately kill and remove them. Their ability to rapidly reproduce and adapt to new environments makes them a big threat to native ecosystems. Knowing the effects of invasive species is vital for protecting biodiversity. 5. Golden poison dart frog. It's rare to hear about frogs as dangerous, but the golden poison dart frog is an exception. You should never, ever touch one. Their bodies make an incredibly deadly toxin that covers their skin. If a predator even thinks about attacking, the frog can deliver a deadly dose of poison just by touch. Oddly, it's not fully clear how the frog is immune to its own toxin. It's likely evolved some kind of immunity to make sure it can emit the toxin without hurting itself. As for why it's called the golden poison dart frog, native people of Colombia learned about how deadly the toxin was and safely extracted it to put on the tips of their darts. As a result, they could take down prey of all types just by hitting them with the tip, which shows you how deadly it is. If you're ever on the Colombian side of the Amazon rainforest, don't even think about touching any golden frogs. How toxic these frogs are shows how complex chemical defenses have evolved in the rainforest. 4. Goliath bird-eater tarantula. How is it that we're this far into the list and are just getting to spiders now? Spiders are often seen as scary, and the Goliath bird-eater tarantula is no exception. I'm getting a little nervous just talking about it because I have to look at video footage of it. It is one of the largest spiders in the world in terms of mass, and can be up to 5 inches long and weigh about 6.2 ounces. But the funny thing is that it honestly doesn't eat birds all that often, although it has been seen eating things like hummingbirds before. Its large size and impressive fangs are more often used to subdue insects, worms, and other invertebrates. This shows how important it is to look past the name and know the real role of creatures in their environment. 3. Black caiman. The Amazon is a perfect place for crocodilians to live and thrive. Well, yes and no. Yes, it's the perfect place for them to dominate the local wildlife. But I'm not talking about alligators or crocodiles. Instead, the black caiman is a crocodilian. The black caiman is the biggest predator in the Amazon ecosystem, and it can potentially take down any animal in its range, including other predators. The fact that the caiman is so strong that it can take on anyone and anything in this massive rainforest should give you pause. Oh, and the black caiman will absolutely attack a human and has attacked humans in the past. What probably makes it one of the most effective predators on this list is its dark skin tone, which lets it blend into the local waters. It hunts at night, meaning that it'll camouflage perfectly with everything around it and can sneak up on its prey without them realizing the danger nearby. They will grab their food and drag it into the water and let it drown before slowly consuming it, which is just very efficient, really. No matter what time of day, you should always be wary of the waters that the caiman lives in because you'll probably never know where it is until it's simply too late. The black caiman's place as the apex predator shows the intense competition and survival issues inside the Amazon. 2. Spectacled bear. There are actually bears in the Amazon rainforest, and the spectacled bear is the only species that's native to South America. Seeing one is really special. People have mixed feelings about the spectacled bear because it's a bear. It's technically an omnivore and doesn't actively get aggressive toward people unless provoked, but people have still hunted them out of fear that it may go after their livestock. Thankfully, some conservation efforts have been made to protect this bear from being hunted. They mostly eat plants, fruits, and insects, and they play a key role in seed dispersal in their environment. To protect them, we need to address the conflict between humans and wildlife and promote sustainable land management. Ever wonder what the craziest, most unbelievable secrets are still hiding in the Amazon? Get this, we're talking a dolphin that ditches the dull gray for completely Barbie pink. Buckle up, Buttercup. We're diving headfirst into the wildest creatures the Amazon has to offer. We're talking animals smaller than a golf ball to absolute giants with camouflage skills so next level, they're practically invisible. Think you've seen it all? You ain't seen nothing yet. We saved the best for last. A creature so mind-blowing, it'll make your jaw drop. So grab your popcorn, hit that subscribe button, and let's get this show on the road. Join us for an unforgettable adventure into the heart of the Amazon's wildlife. 1. Amazon leaf fish. First up, the Amazon leaf fish, the original gangster of natural camouflage. This fish decided being a leaf was cool, but being a leaf that bites? That's straight up next level. If you're ever tempted to give one a closer look, just keep your mitts to yourself, or you might just regret it. The Amazon leaf fish is a master of disguise. Its shape and color perfectly mimic a dead leaf, complete with intricate vein patterns. They can trick predators and unsuspecting prey alike. These stealth swimmers float near the surface, drifting with the current until a bug or small fish gets too close. In a flash, it opens its surprisingly large mouth, revealing a straight-up black hole, and bam, dinner is served. Talk about getting leaf wrecked. At only 2.5 to 3.5 inches long, the Amazon leaf fish might not be the biggest fish in the river, but it's a serious contender for the Best Costume Award. Their colors range from the drab brown of dried leaves to vibrant greens, blending seamlessly into the floating vegetation, making them invisible ghosts in their habitat. 2. South American tapir. Ever wandering through the Amazon and stumble upon a weird-looking animal? Chances are it's a South American tapir, weighing in at 330 to 550 pounds and stretching 6 to 8 feet long. They're basically a walking couch. They got a long, flexible snout they use to sniff out tasty fruits, leaves, and berries. These guys are mostly nocturnal, adding to their mysterious charm. At night, they lumber around, making these distinctive, snorting sounds that echo through the jungle. Despite their bulk, tapirs are amazing swimmers, often taking to the water to cool off or escape predators. Think of them as hippos' awkward cousins. 3. Pitamaha. Next, we got the pied tamarin. This little guy's got a serious look. Imagine a monkey with a sleek, ebony body and a face as white as snow. It's like they're always ready for a fancy masquerade ball. But there's some big trouble for these tiny primates because of habitat loss, because the city of Manaus is expanding right into their territory. These monkeys are quite small, only 9 inches long, but their tails are almost twice that length, at 15 inches. They cling to trees like pro acrobats, leaping and bounding with a grace that would make any gymnast jealous. Socially, pied tamarins are chatty critters. They communicate with chirps, trills, and whistles, making them the gossips of the canopy. Family is everything to these guys. They live in close-knit groups, always looking out for each other, especially since they're stuck in such a small area. If the Amazon had a social hierarchy, these would be the popular girls. 4. Mata mata turtle. Ever seen a turtle trying to pass itself off as a pile of dead leaves? Meet the mata turtle, the grandmaster of disguise. Their shells are gnarly and bumpy, perfectly mimicking the texture of tree bark, while their heads and necks are fringed with strange nodules and flaps of skin. Mata turtles are the chillest, most laid-back giants you'll ever meet. When it comes to eating, they don't do fast food. Instead, they're all about the slow and steady approach. They lie motionless on the riverbed, camouflaged among the leaves and debris, waiting for an unsuspecting fish to swim too close. Then in a split second, they open their mouths, creating a powerful suction that whooshes the fish right in. No dramatic chases, just patience and incredible hunting skill. Don't let their stillness fool you. Mata turtles are active hunters in their own way. They lie perfectly still, camouflaged among the fallen leaves and debris on the river bottom, waiting for a naive fish to stray too close. Then, in a split second, they strike, not by biting or grabbing, but by creating a mini vortex that sucks the fish right into their mouth. Talk about a dinner with a twist. The most low-key ninja in the animal kingdom. 5. Glass frog. Speaking of invisible things, have you heard of the glass frog? If not, don't worry, because they're almost totally see-through. These tiny amphibians look like ordinary frogs at first glance, but get this. Their bellies are translucent, showing off their internal organs in a totally wild biology lesson. The glass frog's transparency isn't just for show, it's a super smart camouflage strategy. When these frogs perch on leaves, their clear bellies blend perfectly with the color and texture, making them almost impossible to spot from below. It is like the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card when any predator is lurking and looking for a meal. These arboreal frogs only come down to the ground during breeding season. They're a secretive group, choosing to lay their eggs on the undersides of leaves overhanging the water. Once the tadpoles hatch, their first big adventure is a free fall into the water below, where they start their aquatic lives. A biology class come to life. 6. Southern tiger cat. Just when you thought the Amazon couldn't get any wilder, along comes the southern tiger cat. This cat is a pocket rocket, more secretive than any hermit. Smaller than an average house cat, the tiger cat is only 20 to 30 inches long, with a tail nearly as long at 10 to 15 inches. But don't let the size fool you. This cat is a fierce hunter. They have a coat of spots and stripes, perfect for playing hide and seek. They have deep green eyes that seem to glow with the secrets of the jungle. Plus, the tiger cat is a nocturnal loner, preferring the darkness to hunt rodents, birds, and anything else it can catch. They lurk in the shadows and wait for the right opportunity to strike, like a real-life comic hero. 7. Amazonian manatee. The Amazon manatee, nature's master of stealth. These guys live in the Amazon River, and you'd think spotting them would be easy, but these gentle giants prefer to play a challenging game of hide and seek. The water they call home is murky. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. The Amazon manatee are not small, growing up to 10 feet long and 1,200 pounds. Their body is round and chunky with gray skin and a paddle-like tail. They are wrinkly faces, whiskers around their snouts, and tiny little eyes. The Amazon manatee's skin is thick and tough, which comes in handy since the river is full of sticks and other scratchy stuff. This skin is normally a gray color, to help them blend in. They are the hidden giants of the deep. 8. Hoatzin. Meet the Hoatzin, aka the stink bird. This bird is an oddball in the avian world. A feathered freak with a face only its mother could love and a smell nobody likes. Hoatzins look prehistoric with spiky head plumes, faces of blue, and deep eyes. Adult Hoatzins are nearly the size of a pheasant, up to 25 inches long, weighing around 1.5 pounds. Living together, they congregate in treetops around the swamps of the Amazon, where they chew leaves and fruit. What's odd is that the Hoatzin digests like a cow. It ferments food in a specialized foregut, creating a fragrance that can make you gag. The Hoatzin doesn't depend on flying to escape predators. Instead, they stink so much that other animals decide that it is not worth the work of bothering them. It is nature's way of saying, "Do not mess with me." 9. Red-bellied piranhas. Let's explore the surprisingly perilous waters of the red-bellied piranha. With a reputation that could star in its own horror flick, these fish are the aquatic version of a gang of tiny terrors, small, aggressive, and equipped with razor-sharp teeth. Red-bellied piranhas aren't the monstrous giants you might imagine, but they are actually really compact in size at 12 to 15 inches long. These fish may be the size of a ruler. But don't let that size fool you. They're covered in sparkly scales with bright red bellies, a reminder that they are not be messed with. Piranhas have a bad reputation, which includes stripping a chicken in minutes. Instead, they are very relaxed, eating fish, bugs, or amphibians. When they're hungry, they go into a freaking frenzy. Don't mess with these fish. They are crazy. 10. Pink-toed tarantulas. Now for something a little less deadly, but maybe more creepy, here's the pink-toe tarantula. This spider looks like it just came from a rave, with its bright pink toe tips on its dark legs. The pinky dials up the creepy factor to 11 for some, while others might find it strangely adorable. Pink-toed tarantulas are relatively modest in size for tarantulas, with a leg span that can reach up to 5 inches. They are mostly tree-dwelling. These spiders are normally chill when it comes to people, but they're pretty quick when it comes to catching insects. You may love them or hate them, but you can't ignore them. 11. Golden lion tamarin. Meet a pint-sized star by the name of the golden lion tamarin. These monkeys look like they're always ready for the red carpet. With gorgeous golden fur and a lion-like mane that would make even the most luxurious lion envious. Golden lion tamarin is quite small, only 10 inches long, but their tail can make it almost double the length. They weigh approximately 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. This monkey is important not just for their appearances, but also for their behaviors. The tamarins act like families. These are the best of the best in the Amazon. 12. Pink river dolphin. Here is the pink river dolphin, or as I call them, the water ghost. Their color can be from light to vivid pink, especially the males as they age. The pink is not just for looks, but they're believed to regulate the dolphin's temperatures. These dolphins can grow up to 8 feet long, weighing 400 pounds. They have long and skinny snouts for catching fish. In the dolphins, the neck is more flexible. The real unicorn of the sea. This pink dolphin has a lot to offer. 13. Green anaconda. Think of it as the heavyweight champion of the snake world, a creature that can make a WWE wrestler run for the hills. This snake is one of the largest and heaviest on the planet, reaching lengths of 30 feet and weighing over 500 pounds. The anaconda has amazing hiding skills. Found lurking around the Amazon, they are masters of the shadow. It is the biggest snake of the jungle. 14. Bullet ant. If you have ever wanted to meet a mini creature with a bite, then meet the bullet ant. This ant is mostly known for its sting, which feels like a gunshot. Bullet ants are 1 inch long. Locals call them 24-hour ants due to the pain of their sting. The sting is due to ponotoxin. The pain is nature's way of saying not to bother them. The ants also look like they mean business with the large claws. You can only imagine the pain this brings. 15. Black spider monkey. Last but not least, the black spider monkey. They swing with grace. With a gripping tail, it's like they were made to live in trees. Black spider monkeys are about 2 feet long, not included the 3 feet long tail. They're also very social, forming with monkeys. These guys are known as the spider monkey. That's a wrap on our wild Amazon adventure. Thanks for hanging out with us and exploring these crazy creatures. If you had fun, smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss our next exploration, and share this video with your friends. Hit us up in the comments and tell us what Amazonian animal blew your mind. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.